So, in about 10 minutes, I'm going to begin a very long road trip with my aunt all the way to Los Angeles. So it is August 22nd here in Halifax. I am with my two traveling companions, Blue. Hey Blue, say hi. A little shy. And Malachai, what's up buddy? Danielle is going to pick up her passport because she got it renewed and is picking it up today, and then our trip will begin. We got a little bit of a late start, but we're trying our hardest today to get out of Canada before we call it a day, find somewhere to stay and sleep, and continue on the next day.
Don't judge a man by size no more.
This extended vlog is going to cover the entirety of the trip as much as I can film, as well as a lot of personal stuff that I want to get out there. And I'm going to be 100% honest as much as I possibly can in this vlog, in this very, very extended long vlog.
She disappeared with all my pain. Get you through the day. The only way I've ever learned is through fucking up and getting burned.
So we'll be traveling from Halifax. My aunt started in her hometown. We're gonna go from there all the way to Los Angeles, and we're taking a bit of a crazy route to get there. So we're going into Maine/New York, maybe. Then we're going to Illinois, followed by Colorado, followed by Nevada, and then finally we'll end up in LA to where we're staying. So, and it's one of those trips that I almost need, and I think I'll reveal a little bit more of why as we go along. I don't want to throw everything out in the beginning of this vlog, but it's something that I desperately needed, just a vacation or a break, because the past couple of months for projects have been, I don't know if disheartening is the word, but just discouraging as a filmmaker and a storyteller. And there's been a lot of times where I've just sat down and considered, well, maybe this career isn't for me. And maybe it's you know, struggles of trying to pay rent, student loans, and projects, and then late payments, and then projects that don't turn out the way you think they're going to turn out, or projects that do turn out the way you think they're going to turn out, but then, you know, it isn't accepted by the person that hired you for the projects, and you have to reshoot everything. It's just been a year. I can't even say the past month. It's been a year. It's been a while of stuff. So I'm hoping this trip will allow me the very brief luxury of not thinking about it for a while, and then maybe coming back with a fresher look on making movies. the United States of America. We are in Maine right now. Sorry if the wind's really bad. Just at a rest area in Maine, and then we're staying at a hotel tonight. And then tomorrow, we're gonna try and get all the way to Illinois. Fingers crossed. I don't know if it's gonna work, but like I was saying before, I'm very excited about this trip, and I think it's something that I very much need because I've had projects go up and down. Mostly down, but in a way that they can go up. It's just been a very long process of sometimes waiting for money, which is the film business, especially the independent running your own business, and then a lot of other stuff. So I'm just looking forward to A, going to a place that I eventually want to work from. I want to film all over the world. You know, I want to hire some amazing people, but you know, my goal is I really want to make studio movies. I know that's a lot of filmmakers would just say, what are you talking about? You shouldn't want that. You should always want to make independent films, but I guess I'm the weird one out. I just really want to make big films. It hasn't hit me yet that in a couple of days I'm going to be in Los Angeles, but I think the second we drive into California, it's all going to come tumbling down, especially when I see the Hollywood side. So we stopped into Maine, stayed at the Best Western Plus, had a very good night's sleep. The night before we left, I was actually up till 5 a.m. and then I woke up at around 8 a.m. so I didn't have a lot of sleep. So last night was good just to actually relax and sleep because I'm very tired. Today, we are headed to Portland. Danielle really wants to walk across the boardwalk. I don't actually know where she's talking about, but that's okay. Where did you say you wanted to go?
Portland, Maine.
But like what was
waterfront?
It's just the Portland waterfront?
Yeah, it's
okay.
like so pretty down there.
Alright, let's effing do this.
Busy summer, you really haven't gotten a chance to cook out. Well,
Someone can't handle the Maine walk. How you doing, champ? So we made a quick trip to Albany to get food. I guess Starbucks is considered food. Sure. I've actually never been here. I've been to New York before. I've been to New York City and I've been to New York State outside of Albany, but I've never actually been in. And I gotta say, it's awesome. As much as I love small places and kind of like naturey stuff, I love this city and this place is cool. Even though I've only been on one street, but I'll call that a visit to Albany. But yeah, this place is awesome. So now back on the road and trying to get as far across the US as we can. And I think we're probably gonna end near Buffalo. Alright, so we made it to Rochester. I was hoping we could make it to Buffalo, but we didn't make it to Buffalo. But we've got it planned out so that over the next few days we will make it to, what did I say? Colorado? No, Illinois. Illinois tomorrow. Colorado the next day, and then Nevada, and then the States. I can't even remember. Something like that. So those 4 places I just mentioned. But I'm exhausted. We drove roughly 13, 12 hours today. So I'm going to bed, if I can fit. Because the dogs have made some choices. It's going to be hard to get around. We're on the road again. We are in Rochester right now, and Danielle is getting a coffee from Starbucks. I am then going to McDonald's to get some breakfast. And then we are going to a little known hometown of one CM Punk. Now, I don't know if we're actually going to make it into Chicago. It depends on time. We got a little bit of a late start today. That being said, Chicago from where we're at, timing wise it should work out, but we're going to see how far we make it. And yeah, I really, that statue that's in Chicago, that I'm sure a lot of you have seen somewhere, either on Facebook or something, I've always wanted to go to, so hopefully today I can make that happen. We didn't make it into New York City, which is fine. It was just too much out of the way, and we wanted to get a little bit more driving done, which we did. We actually made it pretty far. But after today, I think we're going to be passing the halfway mark across the country, and then 2 more days of driving, and then we will be in Los Angeles.
Hey. Just making sure I didn't leave it running like you did.
I was gonna try and hide that from the vlogs, but I left the car on apparently while I was putting gas in. So I know the main goal here is to get to Los Angeles, but I think I just discovered my favorite thing about America. And this is one greasy bag I'm holding, but everybody in Canada knows the old Egg McMuffin. You know, the basic sausage, bacon, just a plain old Egg McMuffin. The States has a steak Egg McMuffin, and it is like, I don't know if you can see, it is the greasiest thing ever. Good on you, America. This is officially the greasiest thing I've ever put in my mouth. It's dripping. Like, oh my god. Whatever, it's delicious. No judging. We have made it to Chicago. To Chicago, and check this out. It's amazing, but there's only one place I've ever truly really wanted to go in Chicago, and we're about to go there in a couple of minutes. If there was ever one thing I've desperately wanted to see in Chicago, it is this. Hard to see at night, but still, this is awesome. This is an open letter to Priceline. Somebody books a room through Express Deals, where it is pet friendly, maybe check if they have pet rooms available before you send somebody in the middle of Illinois to a hotel
In the middle of the night.
in the middle of the night where they don't have any beeping pet rooms available. So I don't need to recap, that just happened. I'm not too thrilled because the way Priceline works is they have this express deal thing that are usually the cheapest like deals, and you have no idea what that hotel is until you book it, and then they'll tell you. Well, apparently they didn't bother to check at all if there were rooms available for pet friendlies. And guess what? Hey you two, say hi. It's just darkness anyways, but yeah, we have pets. So I'm in a salty mood. Just to put it lightly. There's lightning that's really cool though. And we outran a tornado today. It sounds a little bit more dramatic than what actually happened, but yeah. And I will say this, thank you to the guy at Extended Stay America for being patient and nice. I tried not to be pissy with him. I tried to be very nice to him because it wasn't his fault, it was Priceline. But check this out though. I don't know if it's gonna pop up, but the camera's I'm pretty sure the camera was out of focus the whole time too. This is the part of the extended vlog that just goes to shit. Check out that lighting. It's not raining, there's no thunder that I can hear, it's just lightning, and it's been happening since we left Chicago. Which, Chicago is awesome. I'm just mad.
I'm just like too tired to even bother.
I'm gonna set my alarm for 9.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna slowly meander my ass up.
Yeah.
Blue, are you happy that we got a hotel room? I sure am. Okay, so we got the Red Roof Inn. Where are we? Illinois? Are we still in Illinois?
Bloomington, yeah.
Bloomington, Illinois. After a shit show of Priceline. Thankfully the guy at the front desk was really good and was helpful. And now we're gonna cheat for what we planned to do. Well, getting up at 6:30ish and then leaving by no later than 8. And we're just gonna wing it tomorrow. See how far we make it. So I'm hoping at the very least Colorado. But we'll see how it goes. All right, Blue. All right, Malachai. You know, it's because of you. We would have had a room. All right, as Samuel L. Jackson said, it's time to go to sleep. Tad bit of a standstill. Yeah, standstill in Nebraska. We will get to LA, I just don't know when. God, that place is huge. Last night we made it to Nebraska, and now we are en route to Nevada. We're putting Las Vegas in the GPS and going as absolutely far as humanly possible before we have to stop and sleep. I don't think we'll make it to Vegas because I think Vegas is like 15 hours from here, but we'll make it pretty close. And I'm actually pretty excited to see Nevada for the desert area and stuff like that because I've never seen anything like that. So I'm very excited. And I think what's gonna end up happening, just as a guess, I think we're gonna go as far as we can to Nevada tonight, sleep, and then tomorrow we'll probably stop into Vegas or just drive through just to see it. And then by tomorrow evening, we're gonna be in Los Angeles. So we're pretty close to entering Utah now, and the Western fan in me, like the movie genre, the Western, driving through Colorado and kind of seeing like those vast plains of nothingness and seeing all the desert now. It's not desert yet, but the hills and stuff. It's awesome, and I can't wait to get to Nevada because it's all going to be like this times 10 when we actually get the Nevada desert. I'm also trying to convince Danielle that we can stop at Death Valley on the way, which is where the Undertaker from wrestling is hailed from, but we'll see how it goes. But this place is awesome. I've always wanted to shoot a Western movie, and seeing this like in person is making it even more that I want to shoot a Western movie. Someday it'll happen. Someday. Okay, so I realized with most documentaries, and I guess this is kind of a hybrid of a documentary and a vlog, a docu-vlog, you usually get introduced to the person that's the subject of the documentary. So to not have this be confusing to people who are just watching this and not watching the rest of the channel, I found like 60 questions online that help you kind of get to know somebody. And I'm gonna do it because I realized that with this channel, I've always kind of assumed that you guys knew what I do and who I am, but I probably shouldn't assume because we've gotten a lot of new people on the channel recently. So this is going to be the introduction part, I guess, the meat, the subject of the documentary, the docu-vlog. So here we go. Also, I'm sorry for the sun. I'm going to try and hide it, but if I can't, I'm sorry. What do you do for a living? I am a filmmaker, film director and writer. in Halifax, Nova Scotia, and I run my own business, Riverpoint Films, and that's about it. So I moved to Halifax in 2010, and I've been there ever since. My hometown, however, is the South Shore of Nova Scotia. Where's your favorite place to eat? My favorite place to eat in Halifax is probably Maxwell's Plum, because A, they have cheap steak and eggs, and B, they have cheap steak and eggs. It's really the only reason I need. Who is your oldest friend? My oldest friend is a girl named Allie, and she lived 2 houses next to mine, which was separated by a big field when I was a kid. And we actually lived right near the point in Riverpoint Films. So there was a point on the lake that just kind of stuck out, and that's where I got the name. Funny story about how me and Allie met, though, is we would see each other across the field, but neither of us would have the courage to go talk to the other person, so we just kind of stared at each other across the field for a couple of months, and then finally, I don't know who bit the bullet first, but someone did, and then we became friends for a very long time. We still talk today. I haven't seen her in a very long time, but maybe that's something I need to change. What's your least favorite food? I'm not a huge fan of raw onions. How would you describe yourself in 5 words or less? Always freaking out about something. That's 5 words. But internally, I'm adding 2 words, 7 words or less. Always freaking out about something, comma, but internally. What's the worst haircut you've ever had? A couple of months ago, I shaved my head. I'll never do it again. Next question. What subject would you most like to study? When I was in high school, I really enjoyed sociology, and I kind of took a lot of that into filmmaking because, I mean, when you write a script and you're creating characters, you're basically studying humans and seeing how they would react in certain situations. And sociology always really intrigued me. So if I ever did go back to school for anything, aside from, I guess, business, it'd probably be sociology. What would be your perfect pet? My perfect pet would be a black lab that I'm getting in a few years named Valo. And that'll be part of the vlogs at some point, I promise. What's your perfect job? Directing feature films. I want to say out of the place that we're about to visit very shortly. Where would you love to live? Ask me again in a little while. What instrument would you play if you could? If there's any instrument that I can't play now, I play guitar and bass, so I guess it's a limited range. Piano. I've always wanted to learn how to play piano. Piano or drums, because drums just seem really fun, but I think piano would probably be a skill that would be used a little more often. What 3 songs would you listen to for the rest of your life if you had to pick? I don't know if I can pick 3, but I can pick 1. Scar Tissue by the Red Hot Chili Peppers, my favorite song of all time. You know what? Let's throw another Chili Pepper song in there. Encore, the new song off the new album, is one of my favorite songs they've ever made. If you could get drinks with anyone, who would it be? Easy question. I would love to have a beer with Christopher Nolan to pick his brain about his films. And also, I've always wanted to ask Chris Nolan that if there was ever a cut of The Dark Knight Rises, spoiler alert for Dark Knight Rises, if there was ever a cut where we didn't actually see Bruce Wayne in the end and it was a little bit more open to interpretation. It's very, very curious. What's the most adventurous thing you've ever done? Probably travel across America to go to LA, so this. But to not be cheap, I went to New Orleans for WrestleMania 30 one time. Not one time, the time that WrestleMania 30 was. And I went on by myself, so I guess that was the most adventurous thing. What is one song you were most obsessed with as a teenager? Old School Hollywood by System of a Down, I thought was the greatest, I guess you can call it metal or hard rock song I've ever heard in my life. Probably at one point I thought it was the greatest song I've ever heard, period. What is your idea of the perfect first date? Probably one where they want a second one. What one skill do you wish you could master? There's actually, I've thought about this recently, and I think there's one thing that I really want to learn, and I think I'm going to do it soon, or at least try to do it soon and kind of work on it over the next couple of years, is I really want to learn sign language so that I can speak with someone who's, you know, deaf or anything, or hard of hearing. I think that'd be a super cool skill to have. I'm not good with languages, so I guess I want to learn a visual language instead of a verbal one. But that's one I've always wanted to learn. I think I'm gonna do it. Which one book do you wish they taught in schools? It's gonna be a weird one, but I would love to see a book, maybe not necessarily this book, but a book like Ready Player One. It's a very recent sci-fi thing, because when I went to school I was taught the normal Shakespeare stuff and all that, but I was never really introduced to anything like sci-fi related in book form. I always kind of got my science fiction from film. But I would love to see a film or a book like that taught to kind of open kids' minds up to that. There are science fiction books, there are fantasy novels and stuff like that, and not just kind of the realistic and Shakespeare, as much as I love both of those. Who would play you in the movie of your life? I don't know what his name is. I can't remember, but I've gotten that I've looked at like him before. That guy from Gossip Girl. Penn Badgley. And someone also said Adam Brody. No, yeah, from the OC. One of those two. If I had to choose, I would say Liam Neeson with CGI and effects. Or he could just play an old version of me, like, it's like Benjamin Button, but I'm stuck being old. I'm born old and I die old. And I'm just Liam Neeson. What one movie would you take a first date to? See, this depends on the person. This can't really be like an overall question, but I thought about this because we're reading through this since we've been driving. I would love to take somebody to 12 Angry Men, the old black and white movie, because it's a movie that A, is frustrating as hell to watch, but also fun to watch to figure it all out. That would be the one. That'd be the test. They could get through 12 Angry Men and love it and then have questions afterwards. Second dates happen. What's the ultimate ice cream flavor? Moon Mist. Next question. Are you an early bird or a night owl? Yes. What's the scariest movie you've ever seen? This isn't a horror movie, but I'm gonna give it to Jurassic Park: The Lost World, because when I wasn't scared of the T-Rex in the first movie. I thought it was awesome. Actually, quite frankly, it sparked my love of filmmaking. However, the second one, when the T-Rex ended up, you know, on land, scared the hell out of me. And every time I looked out my window, I thought I saw something. I was pretty sure it was a Tyrannosaurus Rex. It wasn't, but I thought it was. What childhood movie do you still love today? That would be my first one. First movie I ever saw in theaters, Muppet Treasure Island. I have it on DVD. I watch it at least once a year. I guess my other childhood movies were Star Wars and Jurassic Park, but I feel like those are a little too obvious. Muppet Treasure Island. What's your secret phobia? Snakes. That's not very secret. Let's end this off with a question I'm going to throw out there. What do you want to do with your career in life? Be a little sappy for a second. I want to make films until I make one that I hope to make one day. I won't say what it is because it's called secretive at the moment, and I don't want to set the bar a little too high for my career. But there's a film that I've always wanted to make, and I felt like I could do it. I just need the right situations to happen, and I just need to work my ass off and get to the point where it can actually happen. But I want to make feature films for the rest of my life and tell stories that people enjoy, whether they be dramatic, horror, anything. I just want to tell stories that I want to tell. So that's my goal, which is why I'm incredibly excited at the fact that we are super, super close to Los Angeles, even though we just missed an exit. last night we stayed in Utah, Richfield, Utah. We drove through what I can only describe as some of the most amazing rock formations slash mountains I've ever seen in my life in Utah slash Arizona, and now we are in Nevada, and right over there is a certain city that I'm sure most of you will recognize as the location of that second Flintstones movie. Viva Rock Vegas. What? That's the only movie this city is known for.
I did not know that. Flintstones lived in Vegas?
No, they visited Vegas, and then Fred got set up as if he stole pearls. Anyways, that was a shitty joke. We're almost to Las Vegas. It's a giant beer right there.
Oh man, I bet this looks... Oh, that's cool. I bet this looks...
Look, someone just got married.
Oh my god.
There's Elvis.
Tomorrow. Really?
There's the
Where?
Elvis impersonator.
Where? Oh my god, no way.
Holy shit.
Man, can we... Strippers, nude daily.
Well, I would hope so. It's kind of the point of strippers. There's so many wedding chapels.
I know. There's someone getting married over there. That's a freaking sick tower. Get a good pic of it for me.
Strip gun club. Get your guns and strippers.
The largest love store in the USA. Oh, there's a circus.
Is there ever? Jesus. That's frightening.
It's huge. Is that what that is? Is that actually a circus?
I have no idea.
Stop.
My camera won't even focus on it. It doesn't even want to show it. Come on. There it is. Be the new White House. What the hell is that? It's a huge pirate ship. Holy shit, Chris Angel's still here. Yes, I do. We're 1 hour away from Los Angeles. We drove through Vegas, which you can see, and I'm sure I used some of the audio from that because we were freaking out. One of the coolest places I've ever seen in my life. You see these things in movies and they kind of look cool. It's like, man, that'd be really cool to see. But then you see them in person and it's an entirely different experience. The Luxor Hotel, which is where Chris Angel does his thing, still didn't realize he still did magic and stuff in shows, but apparently he does at the Luxor. You know, you see it on TV and then you see it in real life, and it's like, it's unreal. So we are very close very, very close. The heat, it's not unbearable. I actually dig it. Coming from Canada, I'm used to the cold, so this is really nice. So yeah, we're close to Los Angeles. According to the GPS, we are 40 minutes away from Los Angeles, so at any point in time, through the thick of the smog, I think we're gonna see the city. And then I'm hoping the Hollywood sign, because it's not real until I see it. Camera's probably going nuts right now, but I didn't really do it after last night because I was exhausted and we were very tired. We just went to bed, but now we're on Venice Beach. We just grabbed a bite to eat at the Venice Beach bar, and I am nothing short of starstruck of this place.
Do you want to like walk down there a little bit and then go over a street and walk up so we can see?
I think this might be a little funny story for fans of Grand Theft Auto. So I'm a huge Grand Theft Auto 5 fan, probably one of my favorite games of all time. So whenever I get caught by the cops or they're chasing me in Los Angeles or Los Santos, I drive as far as I can down the main street. I go right down Santa Monica Pier, I can't remember what it's called in the game, and then I drive directly off the pier. And as I'm jumping off the pier, I jump out of the car, and then I swim under the pier and stay there until the cops leave. So it's like my perfect cop escape plan for GTA 5. I'm here, and I get to see it in real life. But on a completely serious note, like, this place is something I never expected to be this awesome. Like, I knew I was going to feel a lot of things when I was here. I didn't expect this, because I'm already in love. And I'm very tempted to just cancel my flight and stay. I've got all my clothes here, I can figure it out, I'm sure. But yeah, this place is nuts. Comfortable?
Yeah.
Someone's playing GTA.
Yeah, I was just moving this around and it's not even a panoramic.
So I'm on the same chair like that, except it's blue, and it feels like a game of, like the Game of Thrones throne right now. I would be okay sitting here until I died. Like, This is craziness. I don't want to leave in 3 days. I really don't. Oh, it's Muscle, I think it's Muscle Beach is what this place is called. Yeah, if you go here in GTA 5, there's a bunch of muscle guys that will fight you if you get too close. We made a compromise. We're gonna go up on the pier tonight, but for now we're gonna go under it, because I've always wanted to go under the Santa Monica Pier. I've always wanted to stand right here under the Santa Monica Pier for as long as I can remember. It just seems like a vivid dream that I'm gonna wake up from at any point, but hopefully I don't, because this is heaven. As you guys know, I'm a huge fan of Star Wars. If you follow the channel, if you're new, I'm a huge fan of Star Wars. So being here where the very first movie debuted is a little overwhelming.
Worrying about coyotes and the girls on your mind. On top of an old mountain you climbed 1,000 times. Eagle up above, lakes can go forever. My hands aren't even cold, weather's getting better. Thankful for the glaciers, you say it out loud. No one's even near to hear you or your sounds. You feel it in the air, you feel it in your blood. Things are really changing, they really are. When you make it home, we can make it happen. When you feel it too.
So we're currently in a building on Hollywood Boulevard that some of you might recognize if you're big film fans. The place they hold the Oscars every year. So right in here, thousands of people walk the red carpet. They've won Oscars in there. That is insane. That's insane. This place sounds super dumb and super cheesy, but I would love to be here for a different reason at some point. There we go. Right now, I'm claiming the 2048. All of these have the Oscar winners from the past, so you over here. So mark this video down. Whatever film I direct in 2047 or 2048, that's where it's gonna be. It's a realistic goal, right? So right now I'm climbing a lot of stairs to get a view that I need. And I think you guys are gonna freak out in a couple of seconds here. So from where I'm standing, I can see something that I wanted to see my entire life, but quite frankly never thought I ever would see. And it's right in front of me, so check this out. So it's a little foolish to get emotional about this stuff, but you know, I've spent my entire life loving everything that this city has put out in terms of films. I mean, Jurassic Park, Star Wars, everything has come from Hollywood in some way or another. And being here right now with the Hollywood sign behind me, and actually standing in, I'm actually getting slightly emotional right now. Standing in the theater, the Chinese theater, as well as the Dolby Theater, is something else. And I'm not quite sure how to describe it, but if anybody ever has any reservations about me loving the movie business and the film industry, just remember that I damn near cried while seeing the Chinese theater. And right now I'm staring at the Hollywood sign. I'm about to break, actually. I'm gonna try not to cry because that's cheesy, but just know it's very close. It's very close. To put it lightly, this was a trip I didn't realize I needed, but I'm realizing I need it now. Sometimes you choose a career path, and it's like with film. Not a lot of people do film. It's not an average job, and there's been so many ups and downs with what I've done. More downs than ups, I would admit that, and you wonder if it was the right career choice for you. What I'm feeling right now, when I stood in the Chinese theater and a lump came in my throat, and looking at the Hollywood sign right there, and everything that's behind me right there, I can proudly say that this is what I need to do for the rest of my life. I need to make movies. That's what I'm gonna do.
When you make it home, we can make it happen. When you feel it too, you know that it's coming. When you make it home, we can make it happen. When you feel it too, it's coming, that it's coming, that it's coming, that it's coming.
It is Danielle's last full day here in LA. She's leaving tomorrow morning to begin to drive up to British Columbia, and I'm flying out very early the morning of the 31st. So tomorrow I think I'm gonna find a hotel somewhere and stay there for a little bit, and then leave super early in the morning. So today we're doing something that I've always wanted to do. And I think it's gonna be an incredible climb. Let's just put it that way. I wasn't gonna come to California and not try and get into the Playboy Mansion. I don't think it's gonna be possible, but hey, we're at the gate. That's step one, right? So Danielle's not feeling that great, so I kind of took the car off and went to a few spots that I wanted to go to, which is Studio City, which is where all the film studios and stuff are. And I only expected to see Warner Brothers because I don't really know the lay of the land down there. But there's a street. I couldn't get video or anything because there's no parking, and I don't want to film while driving because that's super dangerous. But I saw the Warner Brothers water tower, and it was so cool. And then I turned one street to try and get back onto another street to come back to where we're staying, and I ended up seeing Walt Disney Studios, and I just about freaked out. Also the Disney Animation Building. I passed by that, and it was something else. Knowing, I think I kind of mentioned this yesterday with the Chinese theater, knowing how many films have come out of that place and what films came out of, you know, Disney Studios, Warner Brothers, is nuts. And it's almost overwhelming to see it all, but I'm so glad I went down there to see it because it's incredible. So our original plan of walking up the Hollywood sign today didn't work out quite well because we got there a little late and the place closes at a certain time. I should have figured. Shush! Blue! That dog likes other dogs. So tomorrow we're gonna do it bright and early in the morning. So tomorrow morning we're gonna do it. We're gonna climb the hills to see the Hollywood sign up and close, which is gonna be pretty awesome.
The window's too dirty.
It's fine. See some schmutz.
Some squished dead bugs.
Adding to the list of places I've always wanted to see. Add this to the list of places I've always wanted to work. Jim Henson Company. Jim Henson Studios right here in Hollywood. Crazy. Also the Charlie Chaplin Studio. Just the massive amount of film history in this place is insane. And some of my favorite films have come from Jim Henson. I mean, my first introduction to film in a theater setting was Muppet Treasure Island. So, you know, they've got a pretty big influence on me loving film. So it's crazy to see where it all kind of came from. So, right now, I'm doing the last thing I'll be doing in LA. Because after this I'll be heading to the airport hotel and staying there all night.
I hope it meant something to you, 'cause it did to me. And I remember it all like yesterday. It must have
This is
meant
insane.
something to you, 'cause it did to me.
It's about the time I realize I'm super out of shape. But I gotta do this. I gotta do it. It's so close. I can see it right now. It's crazy because for a good chunk of my life I never thought I'd see that. And I'm seeing it.
Must have meant something to you, 'cause it did to me. When I remember it all, it was better then. Do you ever think that maybe if we held our breath, it would all go back?
That sign is something that I've seen my entire life. Just seeing it through pictures or film, television. I never thought I would make it to see it in person, and even now I could go farther, but I'm about to pass out. I didn't bring water and I should have, but just being here is awesome. Yeah, I mean, I'm from small town Nova Scotia. Started as a hobby doing jackass-style videos. Turned into a film career where I love the history of film. I love storytelling. I love good storytelling. I just love everything about it. And you know, say what you will about Hollywood, but a lot of that came from here. And seeing that in person is awesome. And I hope that someday over there in the city of Los Angeles I get to have a meeting that ends with a film being made here. That's the dream anyways. Did I tell you who I'm trying to... So I just got to the hotel. Now I think I'm just gonna relax a little bit until tomorrow. So tomorrow at 7 a.m. I leave. That's when I fly. This hotel room is a little ridiculous. Look at this. Thank God for Priceline and cheap deals. Cool. So I went through Danielle's car before she left, meticulously making sure I didn't forget a single thing. The one thing I forget is my phone charger. So I had to scour the neighborhood to find an open place that would sell phone chargers that wasn't the airport, because the airport's pretty far down that way. Although I was wanting to go down there. Anyways, I found one. But I'm an idiot. So right outside my window is LAX. I got lucky with Priceline and got a pretty decent hotel very close, which is good because my flight tomorrow is at 7:57 a.m. So I'm probably getting up around 4:45. Anyways, not really important information, but I guess I wanted to kind of wrap the past couple of days up. In a brief way, but also talk to you guys on the channel and whoever's new watching this. I guess I looking back at this past week with the trip in Los Angeles and everything, and just the coincidences that happened, including the guy we rented the Airbnb from was roommates with Steven Spielberg back in school and was one of the production supervisors on Amblin, a short film by Spielberg. He was a production manager on Batman Forever, and is apparently really good friends with James Cameron. What are the chances of that? Great guy. I talked to him briefly. Anyways, the past week, in terms of the road trip and everything, has been something that I don't think I realized I needed as much as I did. And for me, as a filmmaker, I tend to get my feelings out through art in the form of film, whether it be a music video or whether it be a feature film. You know, that's kind of the outlet for me that I enjoy the most. That's what I really love to do. It's what I've always felt that I've been good at. You know, I'm okay at some things, but film was always something that I felt like, okay, I can do this and I'm good at it. So I tend to use that as an outlet for me. Like whenever I write, I usually use what's happening in my life at the time to write the film, and use that as kind of my voice. So ironically enough, and this is where I wanted to be very honest with you guys, because from the get-go I've said that I was going to be honest with the vlogs, and I feel like at some points I hide a lot. And the reason that I'm saying this now is because I'm realizing that I'm a bit of a hypocrite, because I made a film called Afraid to Speak 2 years ago, and it's done. We're just waiting for a premiere date at some point, and they're coming. But anyways, I made a film called Afraid to Speak, and it was about depression. And the key theme of the film, and the reason that I made it, was that I wanted to get people to talk about depression and to open up a bit, and to not be scared to discuss it. And I think that's been my hardest thing, getting that out there. This year, for whatever reason, there's a bunch of reasons, work related and personal related, it's been a rough year. And you know, I've had projects fall apart that I thought were really great, rejections with film, you know, struggles to pay bills each month, like student loans a hassle, and all this stuff. And I'm not, you know, saying that my issues are more important than anybody else's issues. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just kind of being honest of what's been stressing me out and kind of sending me down that path. But for whatever reason, this year has been one of the toughest for me. And I think it might be because of the length of time that I've been doing this film thing, which I'm sure sounds silly because I'm only 23, but I've been working non-stop without a break for roughly, I would argue, 8 years, officially 6 years, of no vacation, no real break, just going. And despite what I would say, or any other filmmaker would say, rejection sucks. And when you work your ass off and you think that maybe this is the year and it doesn't happen again and again and again, it sucks. So this year mixed with just some personal stuff that has hit me hard this year, as I kind of, you know, wind through life and understand more. It's been a tough year, and it's been hard to tell anybody, and I haven't really told anybody. You guys are like the first people I've told. The camera is, again, coming back to filmmaking being my outlet. This is technically filmmaking, and I'm letting it out here, because I feel like I need to, because I made a film about depression and talking about it. So if I don't talk about it, then I'm a complete hypocrite, and it makes my film not genuine. So this trip has helped me put a lot of things in perspective in terms of career. I mean, seeing everything, and you saw how emotional I got on Hollywood Boulevard. Seeing everything, seeing the studios, seeing Jim Henson Studios, seeing Disney, Warner Brothers, everything. I mean, it might seem ridiculous for me to want to work there as a director, but I don't think it's ridiculous personally. The idea of it seems far-fetched, but I mean, if however many directors are directing now and have directed over the past 100 years, you know, what is the difference? What is stopping me from working my ass off and getting to that point as well? And I think what's been causing me a lot of grief lately is that I am thinking that that's not a possibility, and that maybe this is not the right career choice for me, and I have screwed up, and I've invested a long time into a career that isn't going to pay off for me in the end. But this trip has shown me that there is one very, very, very huge passion in me, and it's telling stories through film. So I have no concerns anymore whether this is the right career path. You know, it's going to come down to me figuring out what to do next, how to get my films made, to get to the point where I want to be making films out of Hollywood. I know that gets a lot of flack, and the indies are what I should be aiming for, but you know, I just want the place that I can tell my story right, and you can't argue with the resources that this place has. So, seeing all this, something that I never actually thought I would see, and standing on the stairs of the Dolby Theater, seeing all of the blank spaces and years for best picture Oscar winners, as you saw 2048, our year, put a lot into perspective, because I think what I was seeing in front of me was a wall that I didn't know I could get through, but seeing stuff like that shows me that no, it's not a wall. There's a blank canvas in front of you. Do whatever you have to do to make it yours. So I'm gonna do that, and despite the big D word, I'm gonna get through that, and I'm gonna keep doing what I want to do and make movies. Since I was a kid, I wanted to make movies, and now I'm doing it. So I just need to make more and tell the stories I want to tell, and hopefully from that, you know, one thing leads to another. I just wanted to get that out because I've never really talked about that on the channel, and I've always kind of avoided the topic, but I wanted to let you guys know and be honest with you leading forward. You know, I feel like this vlog is going to be the first vlog a lot of people see for this channel, and I wanted to be completely honest. That's why I did the questionnaire. I wanted to introduce myself to you, whether you've been here for a while or whether you're new, and just share honestly struggles I've had with depression. You know, this year's been borderline hell for me, as well as my goals and aspirations and passions, and hopefully that's entertaining to you guys and you want to stick around, because I really want to put more out there for this channel and bring you guys along for whatever the ride will be. I can't say the ride and say that I know what it is, but I want to bring you on regardless. So hopefully you enjoy the ride. I'm gonna get some sleep now. I gotta get up I have a wake up call for 4:45 a.m. Los Angeles time, and then I have a full day of flying. So time to sleep and leave La La Land, as much as I don't want to. Leave La La Land and head back home to Halifax. Time to fly home.
If this winter ends, I will be there with my friends on the shore we did before, every other year since we were born. And if this winter ends, I will be there with my friends. I will hold it in my mind, no matter where we go when it is time. I will hold it in my mind, no matter where we go. We can feel it more each time. Everyone is on our side. We can feel it more each time. Everyone is on our side. We can feel it more each time. Everyone is on our side. We can feel it more each time. Everyone is on our side. We can feel it more each time. Everyone is on our side. We can feel it more each time. Everyone is on our side.
So, I don't have words for the trip I just took. You know, first off, driving through America and seeing so many things that I've always wanted to see. Chicago, the mountains of Colorado. You know, we hit a tumbleweed on the way, on the border of Utah. And Los Angeles. It's just something that I was kind of thinking that maybe I'll never see that. And as I've mentioned in this video quite a few times, I wasn't quite sure before this trip started if filmmaking was right for me. And so many things were piling up for me that just, it didn't seem like I was taking the right path. But now that I've been there, and that I've seen Hollywood, that I've seen Los Angeles, I've seen the sign, I've seen the Dolby Theater, the Chinese Theater, I've seen everything. I have no doubt in my mind that the choices I have made to get up to this point were justified, and that filmmaking is the career for me. So, as I sit in my apartment here in Halifax, I've only got one real question regarding Los Angeles. And that's, what is it going to take to get back?
I figured out the only way. The truth will get you through the day. The only way I've ever learned is through fucking up and getting burned. I fought a man in Baton Rouge. He beat me down, my face was bruised. He taught me something I should know. Don't judge a man by size no more.
We got eyes on the front board.